On last Sunday's episode, Jessica and Tara had kind of gotten into it over Hoyt.
Yes.
Is this going to lead to more trouble between them in the future?
Well, everything leads to trouble on our show. But I think there are also, there's some details about that interaction that will become more clear over the next few episodes. So I'm sort of excited to see what people think about it.
I mean, she must not be over Hoyt if she cares so much about
Well, but that's the interesting thing, is we'll see exactly why Jessica stopped it. I think it's been left a little vague on purpose.
And is there anything you can hint at about her and Jason? Is that kind of done, or is there more?
Certainly not done. There's a lot more to go with that. There's more with Hoyt, more with more with Tara, more with Jason. We try not to drop very much if we can help it.
Yeah. You and Stephen Moyer's character Bill had a really sweet scene when he kind of returned. How's that relationship going to develop?
He's sort of involved with this bigger issue, sort of world issue right now, and I think Jessica's on her own for a little while, but when they come back together later in the season, it'll be interesting to see how both of their perspectives have changed and kind of coming together after there's been some growth separately. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see Jessica in a position of power, just because being a new baby vamp, she's never had that before, so someplace where she could she's getting a little bit of that this year since there are 2 new baby vamps, but yeah, I think that would be interesting. I think she'd make a really good queen in 100 years or so.
You guys have been renewed for season 6, which is super exciting, but Alan Ball won't be the showrunner anymore. Do you think the show is going to change?
I don't know. I mean, that team of writers and Alan have worked so closely together over the past few years, and Alan has had such a huge part in really establishing the feel of the show that I don't think it will be hard to really continue that vision, even without him. And I also think he'll be back. He's certainly going to drop in. He'll read every script. We'll still feel his presence, I think, for a long time to come.
I know that True Blood is kind of known for these crazy finales.
Yes.
Can we expect more of the same with that?
I feel like buckets and buckets of blood. We were just shooting the walls with it. So it's a lot of fun, yeah.
And you've been to Comic-Con with True Blood before. Have you had any kind of interesting experiences here?
There's a lot of great fun experiences here. My favorite is last year I came as Cousin It, which is a really fun costume, and I think I took a lot of pictures of people as Cousin It without them having any idea that it was also Jessica Hamby, which is always really fun. This year I'm coming as Axe Cop, which is this really fantastic comic book that's written by a 5-year-old. So It has this really great, imaginative, illogical sort of story, and then it's drawn by his older brother, who sort of organizes it. But it's a great comic book. I really suggest people look it up.
I assume it involves a mask, so you're not...
Not a mask, but a mustache and aviator glasses. It's kind of like Burt Reynolds in a cop uniform with an axe.
The fans of the show are really passionate. Have you had any interactions that have been really memorable or surprising?
I have had a lot. I do remember I went on a cruise with my boyfriend and his family, and on a cruise you're all sort of stuck in this boat together for a long time. And there was this one guy who I guess was a fan, but he couldn't remember my character names, so I was Barbara, I was Chelsea, I was a whole bunch of names, and he kept doing like the sassy cat, like rawr. And I was like, what does that have to do with vampires? So every time I saw this guy, he'd go, rawr, hey Barbara. And I'm like, great.